Hey guys, it's your girl Amanda here. I'm going to continue reading Fade Away by Vampire Rights from Wattpad, and I'm going to react and read and answer some live chat comments here if she shows up, or if anybody shows up. Just want to look pretty. Maybe I should message her first so she knows I'm here. Doing continuation of the last video. It's sending. We're trying to. Copy and paste that because just in case it doesn't send after I refresh, I can retype it. Oh, okay, good. It's sent. Alright. Here we go. Chapter 3. Day 3. Sorry, not day 2. I already did day 2. Day 3. And my arms. God, what is happening in my arms? I adjusted my hat on my head and looked at myself in the mirror. I was wearing my pink hat today, along with the pink dress that was literally the same shade of pink. It had black roses all over it. The dress's sleeves reached to my elbows, and I had a cut line down the middle of each sleeve. I couldn't believe I never wore this dress before. It actually looked very beautiful. You know, you say it looked very beautiful, but I picture an ugly dress. It's like hideous, you know? I just picture it like that. Oh, she's typing. But I'm gonna continue reading. It was perfect for my picnic dates with Jade today. Hopefully nothing else would happen to me. I wouldn't be ready if I suddenly grew horns or something. Oh shoot. Don't give my body ideas. Alright. She's currently writing. I gave one last once over to my outfit before I nodded to my reflection in the mirror, satisfied in how I looked before walking out the door of my room and opening it. I'll walk to the door of my room and opening. The beginning of that sentence doesn't really make sense to me, but the door to my room went straight to the stairs. Oh, okay. So when you walk out of your room, you just fall down the stairs? Well, how ethical, you know? You just fall right downstairs. You get to your destination very quickly. You might even break your neck. She's basically saying the book gets boring after a certain point. She didn't think it was a good idea. She has no self-love. So, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. All right. Anyway, She is an amazing writer, so she doesn't take compliments very good, but she should, because I'm not being sarcastic in my compliments. I'm being very sincere, and it kind of hurts me that she doesn't, accept it right away, because she's cautious. She's bullheaded, just like me. Anywho, the door to my room went straight to the stairs. I think I already commented on that. I just had to walk a few yards, passing Ryder's room. And it didn't go straight to the stairs. Duh, if he had to walk a few yards. It's not straight there, like outside your bed. You open your door and boom, there's the stairs. That's kind of what I pictured. Then you're saying, oh, you just have to walk a few yards, passing Ryder's room. That was all the way down the hall to the left before walking down the stairs. So technically, your room did not go straight, or her room did not go straight to the stairs. So it is. Didn't make any sense. Speaking of him, I wouldn't need him to drive me and criticize Jace. As usual, today, Jace told me that he got his driver's license last week and was, in his words, a master of the road. That sounds like a lie in itself. Like, you could say you're a master of the road, but really you're not. You could just be a terrible driver. I really hope my mic is working. It's good. She hasn't showed up yet. Get on this live video and comment LOL. So sorry. Just okay. Today I laughed to myself at the way he said it too. God, I loved him. Oh. And where do you think you're going? Oh, brothers. Oh. Ryder asked, peering out of nowhere into the bottom of the stairs. Oh, older brothers are a pain in the butt when it comes to dating. I thought I told you, I said, continuing to walk down the stairs. Once I made it to the one before the last, he outstretched his arms and stopped me dead in my tracks. I'm driving you, he said, way too much authority pouring out of his mouth and into his words. I rolled my eyes. Oh, come on, Ryder. Jason has had his license for like 8 days, I complained. Besides, he was really excited about driving me this time. Oh, well, in that case, let me hand you off to a literal child who has had his license for a fraction of the time I have, he said sarcastically. I can't stand him when he does this to me. I'm going to be late like this. First of all, I countered, holding my finger up to his face. He's not a child. He's 18. Also known as a legal adult in this country. Second, he's driven himself to school for that entire week and other practice. They don't just hand licenses to idiots, don't they? Well, if he has one, then they apparently do give it to idiots that can fit in the driver's seat. He's not an idiot. Really, what did he score on his test again? I failed that test too, and so did Quinn. So stop being mean to him, and accept the fact that there is actually one guy that loves me on this gosh darn planet. That's when he went silent. Ryder blinked a few times as his face softened and stepped away from me. What he said next hit me with such a wave of emotions that I wished I could have taken back our entire argument. I just don't want you to get hurt like I did, Violet. I sucked it in my breath and locked my eyes with him like this. I've never seen him so upset for as long as I can remember. I almost had forgotten that he had a girlfriend at one point. He loved that girl more than anyone could love anyone or love anything. She was always at her house when I was younger, but then they had the biggest argument ever. Words were flung like knives, things were broken, and one of those things was my brother's heart. I stammered. I'm sorry, Ryder. He looked at me and held my gaze for a few moments before a car's horn was heard outside. He pierced his lips and sighed, grabbing a white jacket that was draped on the arm of the couch behind him. Take care of yourself, Violet, he said, handing me the jacket for walking away. Thank you, I muttered. Looking down at the jacket, blinking away the tears, I walked to the front door and opened it to reveal Jace's car in front of my house. It was a beautiful sky blue color, but I didn't know what kind of car it was yet. Again, yet. I'd have to ask him. I walked over to it and opened the passenger door. He looked up from his phone and smiled at me as I got in. You look beautiful today, as always, he complimented. My ears still got hot when he complimented me. Is that dress new? I've never seen it before. I looked down at my dress and smoothed my palms down the front. I've had it for a while. I've just never worn it. Okay, he replied simply, adjusting the rearview mirror. Now who's ready to see a master driver dominate the road? Sorry. Now who's ready to see a master driver dominate the road? He asked, putting his hands on the wheel. I chuckled as he pulled out from in front of my house and made our way to the picnic spot. She says she's not getting on this video because she's listening to my little music baby, but pro at the same time. Ansel Elgort? Really? Anywho, JC took my hand and led me up to a small hill with a small tree on top. We had picnics up here multiple times before. We had so many memories up here. Even our first date ever. Oh my God. Can't even read today. Even our first ever date way back when we were sophomores was there. We just loved to be up here. I brought back lots of great times that we spent together. What? Once we made it to the top, JC set up the blanket. Jace set up the blanket underneath the shade of the tree while I rummaged through the basket he brought. He always had one thing different in there. And we made our traditional picnic date game for me. To guess what was different? I'd always gotten it right so far, and I intended to keep that streak up. Found it yet? He asked, sitting next to me on the blanket and looking into the basket over my shoulder. Well, I won't with your face glued to mine, I joked, pushing him playfully. Maybe you shouldn't take everything out, he suggested, still laughing from when I pushed him. You don't say, I asked sarcastically. Taking the things out one by one from the bucket onto the blanket. Once I got everything out, I put my index finger to my chin. Scooted back a little bit to examine the food. JC raised an eyebrow at my deep concentration. I thought we were playing a game, not critiquing art. I don't know. He joked. I smiled and shook my head at him, still looking at the food. Aha! I examined as I finally found it. I pointed to the sealed plastic jug. You always bring lemonade, but today you brought raspberry lemonade. I said, gosh darn it, I thought I'd trick you this time, exclaimed, reaching for the jug and the cups. Can't trick me at this, Jace, I said. You could be the master at driving, but I'm the master at our picnic. Game. I added a very much needed dramatic hair flip at the end, and we chuckled together. I looked down at the dress and folded my arms across it. That's when I noticed weird red welts strewn across my arms. No, not another thing. I panicked and looked around for the jacket Ryder had given me and slipped it on at lightning quick speed. The fear that Jace would notice fueling the energy in my arm. Jace looked up at me and frowned. Are you cold? He asked as I zipped my jacket all the way up. I hated lying to him, but I had no choice if I wanted to keep the secret too. Yeah, I said. It's pretty chilly up here. I added, praying that he'd dismiss it and we carry on like nothing happened. Exactly how I wanted it to happen. He shrugged and handed me one of the cups. This was the second time Jace almost saw me like this. No more short sleeves for me, I supposed. I think it should be I suppose, but she's ignoring me. Her personal message is, Violet is not having a great time, is she? This chapter started pretty sad but ended pretty cute. Jade is by far my favorite ship that I've made. Vampire rights. They're so gosh darn cute. Heart emoji. Also, in case you didn't know, this book had gotten its first rank. It's currently at 217 in paranormal. And it wouldn't be possible without my wonderful readers. I'm going to publish day 4 for the guys today, as well as participate this week. Keep on reading, lovelies. Vampire rights / Jade. Jade / Vampire rights. And after that came my face. God, just makes me mad. You know, doing this YouTube video isn't as fun without her. Anywho, okay, life. My hair is falling out, my teeth has been supported in order to stop falling out, and now my arms have red welts all over them. What's next? Today is Sunday. Ryder and I normally went to church every other Sunday, but he had to work on this week's Sunday because his partner that he had switched with had a funeral to go to. At this rate, Ryder might need to be the one to go to a funeral. My funeral. I just might die from this alien disease that's infected me. I didn't even know how many more days I had left to live. I might as well make them worth it and invite Quinn over. I reached for my phone and opened the messages app to text it. We've been texting a lot lately because Quinn was sick the last 3 days of the school week. I hoped she would be back on Monday. I hoped that she also wasn't infected with this weird alien disease that I have and had a normal flu or something. I texted Quinn, sent Quinn a text that read from Violet. Hey Quinn, heart. Are you feeling okay? She didn't start texting back immediately, so I decided to go and make myself a sandwich to snack on. Once I got up off the couch, the doorbell rang. Was that Quinn already? Or maybe it was Ryder. I went to the door and looked through the eye hole. A mailman was waiting on the porch, carrying packages. Yes! My wig came. Now I didn't have to wear this hat 24/7. I made sure my sleeves were all the way down to my wrists before I twisted the doorknob and opened the door. The mailman looked up at me and smiled. Hello, ma'am. Are your parents home? I narrowed my eyes at him. First of all, I didn't have parents. Second of all, my legal guardian was at work. Besides, I'm flipping 18. I'm an illegal adult. I can handle things by myself. How old did this guy think I was? Well, to be honest, I was kind of short for my age, but still. My guardian is at work right now, but I'm 18, so I can take the package. I explained, trying my best to not yell at him for underestimating my age and maturity. Oh, all right, he said, handing me the package and a piece of paper with a pen on top. Just make sure that this is for you and sign right down there. He explained to me, pointing to the signature line on the bottom. I nodded my head and skimmed through the paper. After making sure it was to me, I signed my name on the bottom. Handed the paper and pen back to him, and went inside my house with the package. Excuse me. Taking the package to the kitchen, I got a pair of scissors and cut off the tape. Once I opened it and pulled off the cardboard flaps out of the way, it confirmed that my wig had come. I pulled it out and took it out of a resealable plastic bag. It couldn't have been more perfect. Even the shade of brown was on point. I excitedly pulled off the hat and threw it to the ground. Pulling the elastic of the wig over my head, I smoothed out the hair. It felt so nice to have a full head of hair again. ... My phone chimed and I went to the couch to get it. It was a text from Quinn. The message read, from Quinn. Hey Violet, I'm feeling much better now. Thanks, just the flu. Should be able to come back on Monday. I smiled and plopped myself on the couch as I typed my reply. Yay, I want to hang out and catch up. Do you maybe want to come over? The gray bubble with the bouncing dots appeared, indicating that she was in the process of replying. Okay, is Ryder home? I read over her message and sent my response. No, he's at work right now. That means you can come over and we could do whatever the heck we want. Quinn sent a happy face emoji and told me that she was on her way. I smiled and sent a happy face emoji back. It wouldn't be long now to see her. I had some things to catch up with her on. And she had some updates to give me. I really hope that someone asked her to prom and I didn't want to go. And she'd have to stay home. She deserved to have someone take her to prom. I just hope that someone would hurry up and ask her already. Prom was quickly approaching. ... Violet! Quinn exclaimed as I opened the door. She gave me a hug and I hugged her back. Her poofy hair in my face, I didn't care. However, I was happy that she was here. Besides, her hair smelled really good. So she started pulling away from me and taking me by my shoulders. Prom status. Update time. You go first. Has Jace asked you out yet? I smiled widely and nodded my head. She squealed and jumped up and down. What about you? I asked as we walked to the living room. Well, she started sitting next to me on the couch. I've got nothing. I'm still date deprived. I frowned. I thought for sure someone would have asked her out by now. I thought Jasper had an eye on you for a while. I was almost 100% sure he would have asked you to prom. Quinn frowned. You mean Jasper Dallas? She asked. I nodded my head. Jasper Dallas was known as the bad boy at our high school, but I always thought he had a soft spot for Quinn. She did have a very strong personality just like him. I thought they'd be super cute together. There's no way in any world that Jasper Dallas would ask me to prom, she said, emphasizing literally every other word. Well, just a thought, I said, looking down to my feet. Didn't I see you talking with him last week during our math class? I asked, looking back up at her. She rolled her eyes. He was just asking me for help with his homework, she said. Quinn, I complained. That's literally exactly how Jace and I got together. He needed help with his homework, and I stayed after school to tutor him. Then, boom, we were suddenly dating. But I don't want to be known as the girl dating the bad boy. She pouted. Oh my God, Quinn. dot, dot, dot. Anyway, I still think you still have my necklace, she said, changing the subject. I swear. Gwen is going to tell me in a few days that Jasper asked her to prom. I can just feel it. All right, I said, getting up from the couch. I'll go get that, I said, walking off to the stairs. It's the silver one, right? With the flowers, she added, as I jogged up the stairs and disappeared into my room. I rummaged through my jewelry until I found it. I looked up at the mirror and was super annoyed to find that I had a giant pimple right on the tip of my nose. How long has that been there? Did Quinn see it? I pulled out my makeup bag and dug through it until I found my concealer. I put a highly generous amount onto my fingertip and smoothed it over the horrendous pimple. Oh, much better. Since I knew my face was going to be a jerk, I decided to cover it all with concealer just in case. Once I finished, I wiped my hands off with a few tissues and grabbed the necklace going downstairs. Yay! She exclaimed, clapping her hands as I came to her with her necklace. So, she started as I sat down again. Tell me everything about your day yesterday. Little side note from Vampire Rights. Just a second. Just ignoring me. Here's your second chapter of the day for y'all. Got introduced to Quinn and a possible ship. It's hashtag Jaspin for all of y'all. I hate y'all. I don't hate you guys. I just hate whatever. That want to ship it already. I've also added Jasper the cast list, so you can go that part if you want to see what he looks like. Thanks for reading. Please don't be a silent reader and tell me what you think. Though avoid being candid. I'm a fragile little girl. Vampire Rights. Day 5, Chapter 5. Okay, after Chapter 5, I'm going to end the video. So, okay, here we go. Then my eyes changed. Oh my god. I sat in math class today being paranoid and self-cautious about myself than I've ever been. Quinn and Jasper were in the same class as well as many other people that I knew, including 2 of Jace's buddies from football. I was constantly pulling down my sleeves, adjusting my wig and retainer, and pulling out my handheld mirror to check if any more red horrors broke through my concealer and foundation. I'd never worn so much makeup in my life. It felt weird and my face couldn't breathe, but I'd do anything at this point to keep myself normal. All right, class, Mr. Byron said, walking to the front and center of the classroom. I will let you work with partners to do your homework for tonight with... The class rejoiced and automatically made eye contact with the person they wanted to work with. Of course, Quinn and I looked at each other, but then Mr. Byron added, "I will assign them to you." The class collected in a frustrated sigh, and many of them slumped into their seats. I listened to Mr. Byron called out names Terry and Heather, Fiona and Max, and etc. Then he paired Blaze and Ajax. Blaze. I had a boy in my grade named Blaze. The two football players rejoiced and did some weird handshake thing that looked way too complicated to follow. All I knew was that Jace knew it as well. He tried to teach me once, but that didn't end well. ... Quinn and Jasper. My eyes widened and I involuntarily smiled. I looked at Quinn and she looked at me with an expression that said, "I want to die." Jasper seemed neutral about it and just moved his things over to sit next to Quinn. I couldn't have been happier. Seeing the two of them sit next to each other was too flipping adorable. They were meant to be, I swear. And lastly, Mr. Barnes said as he finished up his list, Alejandro and Violet. Of course, I was paired with some foreign exchange student from Puerto Rico. I was the only one that would ask Mr. Bryan to slow down for him after class to help him find his way back when he looked confused. I couldn't believe that everyone else in this class. However, they didn't even do as much as say as hi to him. At least I was nice to him. I hoped Jandario, I don't even know how to say that, knew I had a boyfriend and wouldn't try something since I was very clearly taken. I smiled to reassure the poor kid and gather my things. "Hi," I said as enthusiastically as I could. He shyly smiled and pulled out his textbook. He looked up at the smartboard and muttered something in Spanish as he flipped to the page number we were assigned. I did the same and got out a piece of notebook paper. Since I was feeling extra nice today, I gave him one as well. He muttered a thank you in his thick accent, started to write down his name. This was sure going to be fun. ... I stole a glance over to where Quinn and Jasper were working. She was laughing with him. My heart fluttered. Never seen her more happy with a guy in my life. To think she said that she didn't want him. ... With a warm smile on my face, I turned back to face the front of my desk. Alexandria, Sandro, and I barely spoke, unless he needed help on a question which only happened once. All throughout the time, I kept looking back to Quinn and Jasper. It was hard to see Jasper as a bad boy. While he was with her, his tough shell just melted off. And he showed his true colors when they were together. If he didn't ask her to prom, I didn't know what I'd do to him. I turned back to my desk once again and did my regulated paranoia checkup. My sleeves looked good, my wig and retainer were still in place. All that was left to do was check out my face, pull out my mirror, and examine myself. My face looked fine, but my eyes were a different story. There were more red veins in it than usual. The green color was getting duller from its usual bright green. Oh dear God. I have to wear contacts now too. I just dismissed it since no one would notice unless they got super close to my eyes with a microscope. Even if they tried, they wouldn't get very far without a big old slap landing on their face. The rest of the class continued normally. It was just as awkward between Alexandria and I until the bell rang and I hurriedly speed walked over to Quinn as soon as we got out the door and onto the hall. I think it should be into. So I started dragging out the O to be annoying. You don't like Jasper, huh? I asked, looking at her with a smirk. She drew her corners upward the slightest bit into an itty-bitty smile, but it was there. I don't know if I want to talk about it. My expression fell. I thought she was enjoying herself, but the way she said that made it seem something happened, something bad. Oh, when I get my hands on him, he'll regret every stupid decision he asked me to stay after school so he could ask me something. My eyes slowly widened and my mind exploded. Like they did in the cartoons. He said that, and you're mad? Quinn, this is great. I rambled on. Oh, this is so great. He's going to ask you prom. I could smell it from here. She just looked down at the floor and ran a hand through her short, poofy hair. I'm going to say no. My jaw dropped. Quinn, I complained. You can't. I saw how you two were laughing just now. I've never seen Jasper like that, and he's only like that with you. But, she started, I like someone else. Quinn, I'm ashamed you never told me, I exclaimed, putting my hand to my chest to emphasize how offended I was. Now, how long have you liked him? Who is him? Do I have him in any of my classes? Do you want me to talk to him? Quinn put her hand up to silence my overflow of questions. First, I've liked him for a while. Second, he doesn't go here, so that answers your last two questions. I frowned. That leaves my second question unanswered, I said, rubbing an itch out of my eye. She sighed as she stopped at the door to our next class. I'll tell you later, she said, walking in and leaving me alone. I really wanted to know who she liked and why she seemed so sad. Maybe Jasper did say something to her, or maybe she doesn't know how to let him down easy when he pops the question. Whatever the reason, I was going to find out, along with who she liked, whether she liked it or not. The last bell rang, dismissing us all to buses and cars or whatever mode of transportation you might have had. Me, well, I rode my bike. I went to the bike parking area and unclipped my bike from the rope and lock I had so no one could steal it. Afterwards, I put on my helmet and started my way back home. The whole way home, I could only think about what Jasper would have been asking Quinn right now. Maybe he didn't want to ask her to prom, like I thought he would. Maybe he just needed help with homework, or maybe that was a sick, twisted way of getting her to stay after school from everyone else and prank her or something. I wasn't worried about the last option happening, though I could see the chemistry between them. That was weird. That was what was weird was that Quinn couldn't see it at all. ... Once I got home, I parked my bike in its usual spot, all the way in the corner of the garage, because Ryder's precious car took up the rest of the space, and went inside. The first thing I did was go to my dresser mirror and check on my eyes. Now they weren't even green anymore. They were a sickly swamp color with speckles of red. I definitely needed some sort of colored contacts or something. The weirdest thing about all of this was that when I tried to look up all these symptoms, hair and teeth loss, red welts, random pimples appearing, now creepy color changing eyes, there was no diseases that matched with it. It was still a total mystery that was ruining my life. I went to sleep hours later thinking about this, and all of that thinking must have been what triggered me to have this weird dream. ... I'm not going to read the personal message from the author of Vampire Rights, because it's a long one. I'm kind of tired. Anyway, that's all I'm going to be reading. So if you're interested in reading this book, come to Wattpad, type in Vampire Rights with an underscore between vampire and rights. So vampire underscore rights. And check out this book called Fade Away. Read, vote, comment, share, that kind of thing. Trying to help her out with her books, because she's kind of depressed that she doesn't get very many reads and votes. But yeah, come check it out, and also come check out my account, Amanda Olson with an O, not an E or an I, with an O, 3958. I have a lot of books on my profile, and sorry it's dark in here. I really don't want to turn on lights. Rubbing my eyes because my eyes water, not because I'm crying. But yeah, please be supportive in it, and hit the subscribe button and like, comment, whatever. Peace out.